Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
And, of course, we have our good friend who's helping us out with all of this classic.
A real expert.
A real expert from Kansas, Brent Chapman. Good morning again, Brent.
How's it going, guys?
It's going good. And real quickly, before we jump into our next guest, who is always a joy to talk to, we have, myself and Larry have already picked who we think is going to win the Classic, our three. Who are your three, Brent?
Well, there's so many great ones. I mean, it's the Classic, and, any of those guys have got a great chance, but, I can't pick just three. Obviously,
come on, Brent.
We've got Mark coming up there, and Mark, he's always right up there at the top, and, he's so laid back, and, I guess, just thinking about it, you got to go with the local favorites as far as Casey Ashley and Andy Montgomery. But I'll tell you, just as we've been, talking about it and looking at how this weather is going to play out as well, is somebody else that I think everybody's going to have to pay attention and watch is Mike McClellan.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is I grew up fishing against Mike up here in the Ozarks region, and it's going to be a cold tournament. The way this weather is playing out this week, it's going to be cold, and I know Mike's very familiar and comfortable in those situations, so he'd be an interesting one to watch as well. But, it's the Classic, and, it seems like any of the normalities you throw out the window, and it just bores me how these Classics play out. Unfortunately, I will be inside at the show, but
me too.
That is, I will be staying warm while these guys are out on the water freezing.
Yeah, but you'll be looking at 2016. But let's get,
absolutely.
Let's jump in because we always like to talk to this next guy.
This next guy has been picked by Larry and by Brent to win the Classic. Always a favorite here at LROutdoors.com from Mount Ida, Arkansas. Mark Davis.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, man, I know you've been dealing with some illness, and you're going to be fishing with a mask on, I understand. So, no.
I hope the mask goes away. I tell you what, I've had a round of this flu. I'm ready to be over with this stuff.
You ready? Well, let's talk about the Classic, Mark. I know, buddy, you've I broke it out some of these guys beforehand about the success of you guys that's on today's show. Combined, you guys have caught over 25,000 fish. This is the guys on today's show. And, Mark, you've been around it for a while. I'm not going to age you, but I'll let Tilly decide that on when your birthday is and everything. But tell us about your feelings, putting aside the health issues and things along that line as you head into this Classic, because you've been there, done that, buddy.
Yeah, this Classics, it's hard to predict them, because you've got guys that have so many different fishing styles, and, guys will fish to their strength.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, their strength may not be what the norm is as far as catching fish, but you'll be surprised at how these guys will fare, fishing shallow and doing things kind of against the grain of what you would think would or should win, a wintertime Classic on a Clearwater lake. But I like the lake. I like my chances. But I'll tell you, the very next breath, you never know. You never know how it's going to play out. But all I can say is, I'm looking forward to it. It's a great lake, great fishery, and we're just going to have to put our Long Johns on and our wool socks and hunker down and fish hard. It's going to be challenging with the weather. If the long range forecast is telling the truth, it holds to that, man, it's going to be a cold, wet booger. I know that.
Yes, it's going to be. And Mark, I've been reading some stories that are floating out there. Of course, you have some pretty good odds on your side to win this Classic, but also you're a very versatile.
Versatile. That's what Mark's
fisherman. I mean, and I look at how you not only use the luge casting but spinning equipment, and what do you think is it going to take to try to solve the puzzle of Lake Hartwell in terms of maybe a pattern?
Well, there'll definitely be a lot of, spotted bass in deep water.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough big spotted bass in there to win this event. And here's what I expect to happen. I think out of the gate, you're going to see largemouth dominate the tournament. But I think down the stretch, day 3, primarily big spotted bass with a few big largemouth mixed in is probably going to win the event. That's just my prediction.
Yeah.
That may not happen. It may be all spotted bass. It may be all largemouth.
Yeah.
You never know. But I don't believe there will be enough of those big largemouth up shallow to hold up for 3 days. That's just my prediction.
Well, it's funny
you're going to have to be versatile. You're going to have to be willing to do some change.
Mark, it's funny you say that because several weeks ago we talked to Andy Montgomery, one of your Strike King buddies, and he said that it is very possible to win this tournament with all spotted bass because they've gotten so big there on Hartwell. He's talking 3 to 5 pound spotted bass.
That's exactly right, and they're plentiful. I don't know about the 3 to 5 pounders being real plentiful, but they're certainly there. But the 2.5 to 3.5 pound range, they are plentiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just I really believe if a guy can catch 16, 17 a day average.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to scare somebody. I don't know if that'll win, but it's going to be close with the weather conditions and everything the way they are. I don't think it's going to take 20 pounds a day to win.
Right.
I think it's going to take somewhere 16, 17, maybe even less, maybe 15 a day. It may surprise you.
Well, Jason,
I do think spotted bass are going to play a big part of it.
Jason Christie was on before you, Mark, and he said 18 today. He'd take it right now and stay on the bank. So,
no doubt a doubt, 18 today, I'd stay on the bank.
Not have to worry. We're talking to Mark Davis, our good friend out of Mount Ida, Arkansas, and Brent Chapman out of Kansas, joining us on this special Outdoors with Larry Ray show, previewing the 2015 Bassmaster Classic in next weekend over in Lake Hartwell in South Carolina, 56,000 square acres.
With 56 great fishermen.
Yes, that's exactly, and that's unusual. And I know, Brent, your perspective. You've talked about Mark, and when you see Mark, what's Mark's game that impresses you about?
I think the thing that's so impressive about Mark is just how laid back he is. He doesn't get worked up real easily, and he's such a genius of the sport. It amazes me, and I've always looked up to Mark and just how amazingly that guy can go out and catch fish. And I know his experience of growing up fishing Arkansas and Lake Washita and all that. He's going to be right up there at the top, and he's a guy that I'd have to say he's probably one of the best at figuring fish out and finding fish. And I know with this classic, he'll definitely have them figured out and know where they're living at. So I'm anxious to see what Mark's able to do.
And Mark, I know, is this your 17th or 18th Classic? What is this?
Well, guys, I should know that. I don't.
Yeah, but it's you've been there, done that.
He's fished so many, he's lost track.
Yeah, I know it. So
tells you how good.
How does and we've got to talk about it. There's a lot of young pups in this thing now, Mark. And do you get that same anticipation at the Classic as you go into it, and though you've been so many times, it never wears that excitement, does it?
I'm probably not any more excited for a Classic than I am any other event. Honestly, and this is probably not the right approach. It's probably not good to be this way, but I've done it so long I can't help it. I get more excited lake by lake. If it's a lake I like, I'm excited. If it's a lake I don't like, I'm not very excited. But so, this is one that I am excited for.
That's great.
You should be excited for all of them.
Yeah.
It's after you do it for 30 years, you're like, oh man, I got to go fish that place. You know, you don't like it. It's hard to batter. It's whatever. You got a lot of 100 reasons you may not like a place, but no, this is one that I like, and I'm looking forward to fishing. I wish the weather could be a little bit better, but it is what it is.
Well, Mark, I hope you do well. This is Ron. I have asked to be able to ride with you one day during the tournament.
Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. You have an option to turn that down, don't you, Mark? So, just don't make sure he's in the proper space in the boat, you know, and he's not passing out his.
I'm going to have to change my predictions now.
Well, now I'm going to put a positive spin on this, okay? Now, actually, Ron is a good partner, and I'll tell you why. Instead of being a guy like me that weighs about 270, what do you weigh, Ron?
155.
Yeah.
There you go, man. See, my boat's going to run faster that day.
Evens it out some.
It evens it out. Hey, Mark, we appreciate you being on Outdoors with Larry Ray as always, buddy. And I don't believe in luck, but we wish you success over there, okay? You're representing a lot of folks pulling for you, so go get them, okay, buddy?
I appreciate that, guys. All of you have a great day. You too, Brent. Take care, buddy.
Take care, Mark.
Outdoors with Larry.